Welcome to The Explainer. So today we are diving into a really cool Korean grammar pattern. It's basically the grammar of oops. You know, for all those moments you kind of wish you could take back when things just did not go the way you planned.
I mean, you know the feeling, right? That little sinking feeling in your stomach? It's that classic oops moment where something happens that you absolutely did not mean to do. You tried your best, but yeah, things just took a different turn.
Well, guess what? Korean has this perfect grammar pattern for expressing that exact feeling. It's almost dramatic, really. And that's what we're going to break down today. Let's figure out how it works. Okay, so let's get right into it. To really wrap our heads around this, we're going to dissect a classic I got caught kind of scenario. Let's see what makes this thing tick.
So take a look at this sentence. 결국 들키고 말았어. It's basically built in three key parts. First, you've got 결국, which is like the dramatic setup, in the end. Then comes the action, 들키, which means to get caught. And finally, the real star of the show here, 고 말았어. That's the part that tells you, hey, this was a super regrettable, totally unintended result. And here's a little pro tip for you. That adverb, 결국, which means in the end or eventually, is pretty much the absolute best friend of this grammar pattern. Seriously. When you use them together, it just maximizes that dramatic feeling of, I tried so hard to stop it from happening, but it happened anyway. So here's the bottom line. You use the verb stem plus 고 말았다 whenever you want to show that something happened that you really didn't want to happen. It was against your wishes, or maybe against your better judgment. It's basically, it's the grammar of good intentions gone wrong. All right, now for the fun part. Let's actually see how you can build this yourself. So you can start using it to talk about all your own little mishaps in, everyday conversations. And honestly, it's super simple. It's just 2 steps. First, you grab a verb stem. So for example, from the verb 울다, to cry, you take 울. Then you just attach let's call it our magic ending, 고 말았다. And boom, that's it. You've just perfectly described a moment of unintended emotion. And just look at how versatile this thing is. It works for those really big, heavy emotional moments, like ending up breaking up with someone, but it also works for those super relatable everyday frustrations, like, I ended up missing the bus, or I was supposed to study, but I ended up falling asleep. It covers the whole range. Okay, I've done enough talking. It's your turn now. Let's put this new knowledge to the test with a couple of quick scenarios. Let's see what you've got. All right, scenario number 1. Picture this. You promised yourself you wouldn't spend any money. You're trying to save up, but then you see it, the most beautiful bag. What happened? How would you describe it? The verb we're using is 사다, to buy. Yup, you got it. 가방을 사고 말았어. You just ended up buying the bag. You didn't mean to, your wallet is definitely not happy, but you just couldn't resist. See? This grammar is perfect for capturing the feeling of an impulse buy. Okay, next up, you are holding a vase. Very, very carefully. Maybe it's an old family heirloom or something. But then, disaster. It slips right out of your hands. The verb is 깨뜨리다, to break. So, what happened? Exactly. 꽃병을 깨뜨리고 말았어. I ended up breaking the vase. It shows it was a total accident, right? You didn't want it to happen, which is the whole point of using this grammar. Nicely done. All right, last one. This is the final test. And it's all about picking up on that special feeling we've been talking about. So, you're on a diet. A friend offers you a delicious piece of cake. Which of these sentences really expresses that you gave in and now you kind of regret it? Is it A or is it B? And the answer is B. Of course it's B. 케이크를 먹었어 just means I ate cake. It's just a fact. But 케이크를 먹고 말았어 implies that whole internal battle, right? That moment of weakness and then the delicious, delicious regret. If you picked B, congratulations, you have officially mastered the nuance here. So what's the big takeaway here? Well, you now have this really powerful new tool in your Korean toolkit. It's going to make you sound so much more natural, more expressive. You can finally go beyond just stating the facts and really start sharing the story behind your actions. So the only question left is, what's the first oops moment you're going to tell someone about?